Hello, and welcome to our Siemens Connect podcast series with your host, myself, Christine Moran. If you're new to listening, each podcast will have a special guest from our Siemens Connect ecosystem. Our Siemens Connect ecosystem allows Siemens to partner with third-party companies to establish integrations to Siemens systems. Today, we'll be talking with Nick from our partner Irisys. Hey, Nick, do you want to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Christine. So, yes, I'm Nick Stogdale. I'm Customer Success Director with Irisys. This means I'm responsible for support and integration services, all aspects of interaction with our customers and partners. For information, Irisys is an operating company of Fluke and part of Fortive Corporation.
Okay, yeah. And what does Irisys offer? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. So basically, we provide accurate and reliable people counting and occupancy data. So basically, actionable insights on people in places. Our history lies basically with people counting for retail, queue management within supermarkets and other things. So for the past 20 years, we've been involved in that. We've shipped over 500,000 sensors to those marketplaces. Over the last 5 years, we've transitioned to smart buildings, basically using the same technology and principles of accurate counting and detection. We design and manufacture the sensors. Our parent company, Fluke, does all of the manufacturing for us.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So I know you guys, as you just mentioned, you guys started out in retail, but since transitioning and looking over at smart buildings, what are some of the benefits of people counting sensors within smart buildings?
Well, there are several, actually. So we might include employee productivity and well-being, space utilization, reduction of operational costs, and I'll sort of briefly discuss each in turn. So if we speak first about employee productivity, studies have shown that an employee, for example, can waste 15 minutes a day looking for available rooms and spaces. One of our large customers, National Grid, had an example about queuing in canteens with people having to queue for longer because they turn up there when it's busy. So looking at the use of space in terms of the employee, for example, the effective implementation of smart desking initiatives, the smart use of meeting rooms, conference room and communal spaces, all of these go towards employee productivity. Allied to that is occupant well-being, thinking specifically about return to work post-pandemic. Do people feel comfortable working in enclosed spaces? Is the occupancy well controlled? Is the cleaning of workstations, desks and washrooms being done efficiently and properly? Are the occupants comfortable? Is the air conditioning, heating and lighting set correctly for them? And all of those things have an effect on the occupants' well-being. Moving up, if you like, here, the understanding of space utilization for space planning and optimization. You're maximizing your return on investment. Space is the second largest cost after people. And again, how's that space being used? One of the examples we always call on is one of an Australian university that saved $5 million by not building a new lecture theatre.
Wow.
They studied how things were being. I know it's. At a low investment, this is the point. You know, they thought they had to build a new lecture theatre, but once they looked at the way their facilities were being used, they didn't. And National Grid, large utilities infrastructure company here in the UK, saved $10 million by closing 2 of their buildings and optimising space use within the rest. So these large savings are available at a relatively low cost of in technology introduction. Thinking forward as well, a change is happening in the workplace, a shift to hybrid working. So therefore, the demands on space are changing. Do you need all that space? What space do you actually need? Do you need, for example, more collaborative space and less office space? The office may become a destination for team working. And if that is the case, are those areas available? Are the meeting rooms and conference rooms the right size? And have you got enough space to meet demand? And again, the final thing I would say on this part is once you do all these things, you can achieve a reduction in building operational costs as well. Optimize the space, you also optimize the energy, the use of heating and air conditioning, lighting and etc. What's the real use of the building and how do the services reflect that? So we saw, as I say, savings in the universities, savings in the big clients, 16% decrease in energy usage from the national grid example, just from the optimization of space. So all of those things really fit together from this simple system.
Wow, that's actually quite a lot of benefits for just something that started out in retail. Yeah, so I guess going on a little bit about the sensors, how do you exactly measure the occupancy with the sensors then in order to make all these decisions and get the analytics?
Yeah, so essentially what we're talking about here is what's typically called people counting, or people counters in this case. So it's a simple, discrete looking sensor that's placed above the doorway. It uses a curtain of invisible infrared light to detect people and then count them. It does this by essentially having them cross virtual count lines that are placed across the entrances. Simple counting of in and outs, doing it invisibly, anonymously, and highly accurately. So it sounds simple, but all of the complexity is in the unit, and the user does not have to know it's there even. What you get, we call our sensor Vector 4D. It's highly accurate, so 99.5% of the people will be counted. It's using anonymous techniques for doing it, as I say. There's no video cameras. The employee's privacy is ensured. Individuals cannot be identified. They are just anonymous moving shapes moving through that scene. So you take that highly accurate count information and you basically put that into our true occupancy system, which is our analytics solution. Uses that count data, allows you to define the zones in the buildings, the rooms, the floors, even down to the desk level, and allows the users to view, interact with that data, and even extract that information to third-party systems. So flexibility is key, and open source is key. So we have BACnet IP direct from the unit for integration with BMS, or we have modern data output methods such as MQTT, REST API, and HTTP to allow users to collect that data. Accuracy is key, and it's not easy to achieve high accuracy. You have to achieve it not just once, but repeatedly over all sorts of environmental conditions, changing light levels and carpets and flooring and things like this, where video systems by comparison may struggle. The way we do this with our time of flight system, it's highly accurate and highly robust, and you're getting from that data you can trust. The system itself also does error correction on the occupancy measurements, so you're getting all of this information with high integrity. It's data secured, it's encrypted, and all of the systems are properly penetration tested. So our goal essentially is to be the go-to company for occupancy data that businesses can use to solve their problem and meet their needs.
Nice. So I guess kind of going off on the different businesses that you guys are in. So I know we've talked about retail's where you guys started, and then you kind of went into smart buildings like offices, it sounds like. Are there any other markets that you guys play in as well?
Sure. So as you say, retail for more than 20 years. If you go into, for example, a H&M fashion retailer in the mall or the high street, or you do your supermarket shopping in a Kroger supermarket or a Tesco, you will be counted or detected by one of our units. That's retail, and we've shipped over 500,000 sensors to retail over the last 20 years. In smart buildings, we've done large-scale projects with the corporate clients, National Grid, Direct Line Insurance, lots of work in the university sectors with, for example, Sydney University and Nottingham Trent University here in the UK, to name but two. Corporate office space really is one of our large areas of interest. Office campuses and areas where optimization of space can lead to operational savings with those high and achievable ROIs that we already spoke about. So essentially, high value buildings and environments, technology campuses, pharmaceutical, university, financial and legal, for example.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it sounds like you guys can pretty much be everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got two more questions for you. So as everyone knows on this call, Irisys is part of our Siemens Connect ecosystem. So I'm curious from you, what got Irisys interested in joining our Siemens Connect ecosystem?
So we wanted to join a network of innovative businesses and solution developers that were all aligned to the same objectives. So that objective being directed towards safe and secure workplaces, reduction in capital and operational expenses, increased productivity, all with an eye on the future. So obviously seamless connectivity with Siemens platform is of great interest to us, and the scale that offers, the speed of integration and the time to market. So basically aligning our innovative occupancy sensors with Siemens' innovative approach to smart building solutions, it's a win-win as far as we're concerned.
Yes, I think as speaking for our ecosystem team, I would say the same thing as well. And then one final thing. So if listeners were to take one thing away from this podcast, what should they take away?
I think, as you said yourself, Christine, occupancy data has a vast array of uses. Once you have a good source to solve your immediate needs, i.e. maybe it's return to work, you can use the same data and same source of data to enable other things, energy savings, space optimization, etc. So the occupancy data is valuable on its own, but it's even more valuable when combined with data from other sensors and integrated within an intelligent framework like the Siemens Connect ecosystem. Occupancy data is basically the foundation to making your building smart.
That's perfect. Perfect way to end too. So thank you, Nick, and thank you to everyone who's taken the time out of their day to listen to us. Please remember, the entire series is on demand. For more information on Irisys, please visit the marketplace and be on the lookout for our next episode. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Christine.